Brace yourself, a powerful Arctic blast is barreling down from Canada, bringing with it some of the coldest air we've seen this season. Meteorologists are tracking a massive surge of frigid temperatures that's set to sweep across much of the United States, and it's not just a quick chill, this is a full-scale winter event that could impact millions. This Arctic air mass is set to unleash a major winter storm across the Midwest and Northeast, blanketing cities and towns in a thick layer of snow and ice. The storm's reach will be wide, affecting both rural communities and major metropolitan areas. This isn't just a cold snap, it's a disruptive event that could last several days starting early next week and lingering well into midweek. As the system moves through, expect rapidly changing conditions. One moment calm, the next, blizzard-like winds and near whiteout visibility. Expect a dangerous mix of heavy snow, ice, and even rain in some areas. Roads could become slick and hazardous, while sidewalks and driveways may quickly turn treacherous under layers of ice and slush. When frigid Arctic air collides with warmer, moist air streaming up from the south, it creates the perfect setup for a major storm. This clash of air masses fuels intense precipitation, and the temperature differences can lead to rapidly shifting weather patterns. Think of it as a battle in the sky. Cold air surges in, warm air resists, and the result is widespread snow, sleet, and freezing rain. In some places you might see all three types of precipitation within just a few hours, making travel and outdoor activities especially risky. The storm will hit hardest from the Great Lakes to the East Coast. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, Boston, and New York are all in the crosshairs. These urban centers could see significant snowfall totals, with some areas potentially measuring snow in feet rather than inches. Travel could become treacherous, with the risk of power outages and major disruptions to daily life. Commuters should prepare for delays, and those in affected areas may need to adjust plans as conditions deteriorate. Emergency crews are already gearing up for a busy week ahead. The event is expected to begin Monday, March 2nd, and continue through Wednesday, March 4th. That means several days of challenging weather, with the potential for lingering impacts even after the snow stops falling. Now is the time to prepare. Stock up on essentials, check your emergency supplies, and make sure you have enough food, water, and medications to last several days. Don't forget about batteries, flashlights, and other items you might need if the power goes out, and make a plan with your family. Discuss what to do if you lose power or need to stay indoors for an extended period. Make sure everyone knows where to find emergency supplies, and how to stay warm and safe. The good news: we see this storm coming, giving everyone a chance to get ready. Thanks to advanced weather models and constant monitoring, forecasters are able to provide early warnings and updates as the situation develops. Over the next few days, forecasts will pinpoint where the heaviest snow and worst ice will hit. Stay tuned to local news and weather apps for the latest information, and be ready to adjust your plans as new details emerge. For now, the message is clear. If you're in the Midwest or Northeast, take this storm seriously. Even if you're used to winter weather, this event could bring conditions that are more severe than usual. Stay tuned for updates as we track this significant winter event. Meteorologists will continue to refine their forecasts, and emergency officials will provide guidance as the storm approaches. Preparation now can make all the difference. Taking a few simple steps today can help you avoid stress and danger when the storm arrives. Don't wait until the last minute. Get ready for a major winter storm. Clear gutters, check your heating system, and make sure your car is winter ready. Stay safe and stay informed. With the right preparation and up-to-date information, you can weather this storm and keep your loved ones protected. Before the main storm arrives, a couple of smaller snow events will quietly set the stage, hinting at the bigger changes ahead. These early snowfalls might seem minor, but they're the first signals that winter is about to ramp up in a big way. The first light snow is already on the move, drifting from South Dakota into the Ohio Valley tonight. It's not a major storm, but it will leave a fresh coating, maybe an inch or two, on roads, rooftops, and lawns. For many, it's the first time this season that the world outside will look truly wintry. It's a gentle reminder that winter isn't done yet, and that the weather pattern is shifting colder and snowier. The air feels sharper, and the landscape is starting to transform, with trees and fields taking on that familiar frosty look. Another, slightly stronger burst of snow is on the way this weekend. It'll start in Montana on Friday, then sweep eastward into the upper Midwest and Northeast by Saturday. This system will bring more energy and moisture, making the snow a bit heavier and more widespread. Cities like Chicago and Detroit will see a fresh blanket of snow, with roads turning slick and visibility dropping at times. Drivers should be prepared for slower commutes and the need for extra caution, especially in the early morning and late evening hours. These minor snow events are just the appetizer. The main course is still to come. The snow this weekend will help chill the ground, setting the perfect stage for the bigger storm that's on track for Monday through Wednesday. With the ground already cold and snow-covered, the next round of snow and ice will stick more easily, leading to faster accumulation and potentially more hazardous conditions. Even a thin layer of ice or snow can make travel treacherous. Don't confuse these smaller snowfalls with the main event. They'll cause some minor travel headaches and delays, but the real trouble is still on the horizon. These early snows are more of a warning than a threat. The atmosphere is primed for a major change. Winds are shifting, clouds are thickening, and the stage is being set for a much more significant winter storm. These early snows are the first signs that Arctic air is winning out, pushing south and locking in the cold. You can feel it in the air, each breath is sharper, and the chill lingers longer each day. Stay alert, and don't let your guard down. Keep an eye on weather updates, and be ready to adjust your plans as conditions change. The main storm is coming fast, and it's likely to bring heavier snow, stronger winds, and more dangerous travel conditions than anything we've seen so far this season. Now is the time to prepare. Check your supplies, make sure your car is winter ready, and plan ahead for possible disruptions. Be ready for what's next, because winter is just getting started. The true force behind this powerful winter storm is a massive surge of Arctic air, steadily building and intensifying over the vast frozen expanses of northern Canada. This isn't just a typical cold snap, this is a deep, relentless pool of frigid air, poised to unleash its full strength as it begins its journey southward. Over the weekend, this Arctic air mass will plunge southeast, barreling down across the continent with surprising speed and intensity. Meteorologists are tracking its movement closely, as it's expected to sweep through major cities and rural areas alike, leaving a trail of rapidly falling temperatures in its wake. As the cold front advances, it will bring a dramatic and rapid temperature drop, one that will catch many off guard. Thermometers will nosedive, and the change will be felt in just a matter of hours. Some areas, like New York City, will experience a brief and deceptive warm-up on Saturday. Temperatures could climb to a balmy 50-degree crowd, luring people outdoors in lighter jackets and giving a false sense of spring's arrival. But don't be fooled by this temporary reprieve. By Sunday, the Arctic air will have arrived in full force. Temperatures will tumble into the 30s, and by Monday, highs may struggle to even reach the 20s. The city will be transformed almost overnight, with icy winds replacing the mild breezes of the day before. That's a staggering 30-degree drop in just 2 days. A true shock to the system for anyone caught unprepared. Such a rapid change can have serious consequences for health, infrastructure, and daily routines. This rapid freeze is more than just uncomfortable, it's downright dangerous. Emergency services are already preparing for an uptick in weather-related incidents, from traffic accidents to cases of frostbite and hypothermia. The brief warmth before the freeze will cause snow to melt, creating puddles and wet surfaces all across the city. But as the Arctic air sweeps in, these puddles will freeze solid, turning sidewalks and roads into hidden ice rinks. Expect hidden sheets of ice, especially after sunset, posing a major hazard for both drivers and pedestrians. Black ice will be nearly invisible, increasing the risk of slips, falls, and dangerous skids on the roads. The quick change from mild to frigid is a key reason this storm is so disruptive. Commuters and travelers may be caught off guard, and the sudden onset of winter weather can snarl traffic and delay flights with little warning. As the Arctic front sweeps through, it will lock in the cold and set the stage for a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain. Roads and sidewalks will become treacherous, and power outages are possible as ice accumulates on trees and power lines. Be prepared for a flash freeze and icy conditions that could last for days. Early morning commutes will be especially hazardous, with ice lingering long after the sun rises. The warmth will vanish in a flash. Winter is back with a vengeance, and it's not leaving anytime soon. The city will be blanketed in snow and ice, with blustery winds making it feel even colder. This is not just another cold spell, it's a full-scale Arctic invasion, the likes of which we haven't seen in years. The relentless cold will test the city's resilience and everyone's preparedness. Take the temperature drop seriously, stay informed by checking weather updates frequently, and don't underestimate the risks posed by the sudden freeze. Plan ahead for dangerous ice and rapidly changing conditions. Stock up on essentials, dress in layers, and give yourself extra time if you must travel. Stay alert as the Arctic air takes over, and be ready for a winter blast that will leave a lasting impression. How does a storm like this form? It's all about the right ingredients. First, dense Arctic air wedges in at the surface, forcing warmer air to rise. Next, moisture from the Gulf and Atlantic surges north, fueling the storm. Where these air masses meet, a front, clouds thicken, and precipitation forms. As warm, moist air rises over the cold wedge, it cools, creating snow, sleet, or freezing rain depending on the temperature layers. The storm's exact track will determine who gets snow, ice, or rain. Some areas will be buried in snow, others may face dangerous ice or heavy rain. Weather models are working to pinpoint the storm's path. The setup is classic for a major winter event. This storm won't be just snow, it's a messy mix. Heavy snow will fall where the air is below freezing from cloud to ground, mainly the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, and interior New England. Where a warm layer sits above cold air, snowflakes melt, then refreezes sleet, dense, tough to shovel, and hazardous. If the warm layer is thicker and the cold at the surface is shallow, freezing rain forms, coating everything in dangerous glaze ice. Even a thin layer of ice can cripple travel and bring down trees and power lines. Farther south and east expect cold, heavy rain, especially in the Ohio Valley and coastal areas. Rain on frozen ground can cause flooding, adding another hazard. This storm brings a full spectrum of winter threats. One of the biggest dangers is the flash freeze as Arctic air rushes in. After a brief warm-up melts snow, puddles form on roads and sidewalks. When temperatures plunge Sunday night, all that water freezes into invisible black ice. Roads that were just wet can become treacherous in hours, catching drivers and walkers off guard. Bridges and overpasses will ice up first. Use extreme caution. The freeze will hit overnight, so Monday's commute could be chaotic and dangerous. Assume any wet surface is icy. Slow down and give yourself extra time to stay safe. Travel will be a nightmare from Monday through Wednesday. Heavy snow and ice will make roads impassable and force closures. State and local officials will urge everyone to stay home. Major airports, Chicago, Detroit, D.C., Philadelphia, New York, Boston, face delays and cancellations. Airlines may issue travel waivers. Take advantage and reschedule if you can. Even after the storm, it'll take days for flights and roads to return to normal. If you must travel, check your status constantly and expect disruptions. The ripple effect will be nationwide. Prepare for a long, difficult travel week. Flooding is a real risk, especially on the southern and eastern edge of the storm where heavy rain falls on frozen ground. Frozen soil can't absorb water, so rain runs off, flooding streets and basements. Storm drains clogged with snow and ice make urban flooding worse. Another threat: ice jams on rivers. Melting and rising water can break up river ice, which then jams downstream, blocking flow and causing sudden flooding. Ice jams can form quickly and with little warning. Emergency managers are watching river levels closely. If you live near a river, stay alert for flood warnings. Flooding can be just as dangerous as snow and ice. The best way to stay safe is to be prepared and stay off the roads during the storm. If you must travel, keep a winter emergency kit in your car. Blankets, flashlight, food, water, charger, and shovel. Prepare your home. Have at least 3 days worth of food and water, flashlights, and fresh batteries. Charge your devices before the storm hits. Never use generators or grills indoors. Carbon monoxide is deadly. Dress in layers, wear a hat, and keep dry to avoid losing body heat. Check on elderly neighbors or relatives. Stay informed with weather alerts and local news. Follow official advice about travel and safety. Preparation now can prevent disaster later. Take this storm seriously and act early. We'll get through this together. Stay safe, stay warm. Watch for updates as the storm unfolds.